So we have here Bill Still, the guy, well-respected individual that made the movie The Money Masters. And I just found it really unusual that he was talking about, number one, this cryptocurrency Quirk, 3 videos in a row. It's not just one video. We just talked about it. He said that, you know what, I think it could potentially go higher. No, it's 3 videos. And I found it unusual because number one, he's jumping onto this cryptocurrency bandwagon, and you've never seen him talk too much about bitcoins as much as he's talking about Quirk all of a sudden. And it apparently looks like he bought in really, really early at like 0.01 cents, and now he's getting the Quirk development team to discuss this. And that just raises a red flag, in my opinion. Now I want to talk about Max Keiser before I get into the Bill Still discussion again. Max Keiser was on the Alex Jones program in March of this year, right around the Cyprus time, and he stated in this interview that it could potentially go to $1 million, or somewhere between 100,000 to a $1 million per Bitcoin before this bubble bursts. That just sounded crazy in my opinion. If you get nasty inflation, sure, you could see something like that. But still, that just seems outrageous in my opinion. Okay, now with Keiser, this was when he went on the Alex Jones show, around here. Bitcoin was, what, in the 40s maybe? Then it spiked up all the way, was it a little over 200 or something like that? Somewhere around that range. So you saw that huge move after he went on the Alex Jones program, but most of it probably was attributed to, or some of it was attributed to what was going on in Cyprus. And I still think that part of this reason why you had this move up was Max Keiser touted it on Alex Jones' show, and you have to remember that Alex Jones reaches a lot of people. And if you want to look at another time where Keiser touted Bitcoins, you have to look at none other than when he went on the BBC. So, if you look at what happened early November of this year, International Business Times ran a story. Max Keiser mentioned on Bitcoin on BBC One added $30 in 3 days, right? So, you saw a huge move, like when he went on sometime in early November. That's when Bitcoin started to rally. Look at this, 200 when he went on that program, BBC One. Where is it now? Over 1,200. Okay, sure, you may see speculation from the Chinese and other Asians because of documentaries set forth on Bitcoins. But remember, Keiser went on another major platform, touted Bitcoins, and then it just skyrocketed. Okay? This is the BBC here. Large audience that watched that. So I'm not saying Keiser's directly involved in making this go up, but in my opinion, he is able to move markets. Same thing as buy silver crash JP Morgan. Whether you want to call it a pump or dump, that's your choice. All I'm doing is just observing when he goes on these major platforms and just touts his book. Okay? He said in that Alex Jones interview that he was a millionaire, Bitcoin millionaire, before that significant move in March. Just imagine how much Max Keiser has made. Now I wanted to go to Bill Still's number one Twitter page. And what he did, he number one said, hey, here's my video, Quirks in the Chinese. Okay. And then you see Max Keiser responded to him. Great stuff as usual, Bill. Hope to have you on the Keiser report again ASAP. And then Bill Still responds, I'll talk to you on Twitter. Just look at that. Max Keiser, the marketing guru behind Bitcoin, is now bringing on Bill Still, who probably bought Quirks at a penny, or even less than that, and now it's at 5 cents, close to 6 cents, and he's going to be a guest on the Keiser report. And Keiser is known to tout his book in regards to Bitcoin. And now you see Bill Still going to go on the Keiser report to tout his book on Quirk. You can't buy anything with Quirks, by the way, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to make a lot of money in regards to that. Okay, so this last video with Bill Still, he talked about Quirks in China. I already talked about it. I posed him a question. I didn't get a response, but let's see when it loads, if it does load, and there it is. I asked him, are you paid by some people involved in Quirks? I just wanted an answer from him to see, okay, why would he continue to be talking about Quirks when he bought at a cent? Is he realizing that he could, number one, make a killing? Probably bought somewhere between 1,000 to 10,000. I don't know how much he bought, but maybe he bought a lot and he felt that, hey, he could do something like Max Keiser and make a bundle. Or he truly believes that this was really undervalued compared to rest of the cryptocurrencies, and he felt that he could make a killing. I don't really know what's going on. All I know is you can't really buy that much in Quark, but at the same time, if you have all this marketing going on regards to Quarks or other cryptocurrency, or you get someone popular marketing or promoting this, you know what? These cryptocurrencies could go much, much higher. As crazy as this sounds. And on a pullback, I may start speculating maybe 40 bucks in some of these. Not that much, and I'm willing to lose the 40 bucks. And the reason is that if you have all these guys marketing these cryptocurrencies, which in my opinion has no intrinsic value, you can't buy really anything with it. Maybe some bitcoins, you could potentially buy some items, some restaurants. You could go to college with bitcoins at some school. So yeah, you could use it as a medium of exchange for bitcoins, but with Quarks, I don't see it yet. I could be wrong though. Bill still could be right. You have to remember that. But all I'm saying is if you have all these guys marketing it, you know what? I may put just maybe 40, 50 bucks in it just to play around with it and see where it goes. Okay? And one last thing I do want to state is that when we saw the tech bubble burst, we saw a lot of these companies come into fruition, or a lot of companies go out. But then you saw some big companies that emerged from it that weren't even involved with it, such as Google. Google became the dominant web-based company, and they weren't part of the tech bubble at all. So what happens if you have, suppose there's a cryptocurrency bubble, which I believe there is a short-term bubble, at least with bitcoins. Suppose there's a bubble, then what's going to happen? Could there be some cryptocurrency we're not even thinking about that comes out of the blue and where you could use it for medium of exchange and it's more efficient than all the other cryptocurrencies? Just think about that. I mean, just like in a sports analogy, I mean, I remember back in college, my freshman or sophomore year, it must have been 2004-ish, 2005, I don't remember. There's this Atlanta Braves player, Jeff Francoeur. Nobody could, number one, get this guy out. He was batting over 300, which is a good batting average. And sooner or later, the pitchers figured out his scouting report, the players knew where he'd hit, so his batting average came down. And then if you want to look at a quarterback, Colin Kaepernick of the 49ers, he was amazing last year, but there was no film on him, so nobody could understand how to defend this guy. But now San Francisco is getting more losses now than I think the first 9 or 10 games under Kaepernick last year. So you have to realize that what I'm trying to get at is that eventually the market figures them out, just like in the sports players that I was talking about. Those teams figure these guys out. They figure out the weaknesses. And sooner or later, they're going to figure out the weaknesses of these cryptocurrencies. You may see a mania going on in the short run, but sooner or later, markets will solve this problem. In my opinion, a lot of these are, number one, currencies that will not last. Could I be wrong? Yes, but this is just my own opinion. Alright, I just wanted to lay this out, and if you have any thoughts about this, leave it below, and I'll talk to you another time, guys. Thanks a lot.